Now, let's have a look at this ad from Robert F. Kennedy's team. This is in response to Kamala Harris's campaign to drum up more support among male voters.
Dear Kamala Harris, let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
They went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested, they could lose time from work, and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
You were second in charge of the United States for 4 years.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Kosha, that's a powerful ad. Her record as a prosecutor, her record as VP, as the borders are, all of it is working against her. And that was a real reminder of what happened in California, because the media is not telling us about it.
Absolutely. It's a reminder, and it's probably even educational for so many people who don't know that much about her, because her strategy clearly has been to avoid it. And either at first it was vibes, and then it was joy, and then it was Trump as Hitler. But it's never actually been about her record other than to just tout the fact that I was Attorney General of the largest state in the country. Nothing beyond that. What was really interesting about it is they were going after truancy, which is prosecuting parents for choosing not to send their kids to school for any number of reasons. That comes across as very callous for the parental vote and maybe women. I think she's going after that. And also the words that she was using, like, with the stroke of my pen, I can put you away and ruin your life. It was almost drunk on power.
If you watch the full ad, we played a fair chunk of it, but it's actually longer than that. You actually hear her talk about why she did this. And it wasn't to get kids to school. That wasn't the number one objective. It was for the funding, because California was losing funding because of the truancy.
Right.
And it was a significant amount, and she said, I want that money. So the full ad is just quite devastating. But we've also got ads like this. This one encourages women to lie to their husbands about how they're voting. This is one that's encouraging them to vote for Kamala, lie to their husbands, and really what's insightful about this ad is how the left see women.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want, and no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls.
Kosha, it was kind of a funny ad, but the way they see women, particularly women married to conservative men, it's almost a caricature.
It is a caricature, and you're right, it was funny, and abortion is a very animating issue for the Democrat base. They love that issue. It really is motivating them to come out. That's one of the things, if the election does go in Kamala's favor, it's going to come down to women and that issue. So they're clearly touching on that. But then to your point, the whole message of saying, hey, lie to your husbands, I think that's going to backfire, especially with married women. Like, there's just something tacky about it.
The dynamic between the husbands and wives there was just so kind of creepy, and like the men seemed
like losers.
Like losers, but almost, that whole toxic masculinity air that the left seems obsessed with. It really just painted everybody so poorly. It's like, why would you want to identify with that? Well, that's not going to encourage you to change your behaviour.
It's very negative. Overall, it just was a negative approach to family, to marriage, to women, to all of it. So I don't think it's going to work.
It was a strange one. We've seen some strange ads in this campaign, but who knows? It may be effective. Kosha Gada, thank you so much for your time this evening.